I've been doing this podcast for a number of years now, and among all the artists I've interviewed, it's kind of rare to meet someone who seems to embody everything about the genre of music that they play. But the guest on this episode, Railroad Tie, is one of those people. His songs and his whole persona really give off the impression of a road-weary, hard-living singer-songwriter who spends a lot of time traveling from city to city, song to song, and show to show. As he says in this interview, he literally lives in a van, and that traveling persona and that sound is completely authentic. We talk about how songwriting for him is a form of therapy, and about his new album project, which is going to be released on May 28th at Times Changed. It's a fascinating interview with a guy who I think maybe doesn't get the type of exposure that he deserves based on his incredible songwriting, and it was really fun to have a conversation with him. I hope you enjoy. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Park Theatre, Winnipeg's premier concert and event venue. If you want to find out all the great shows they have coming up, go to myparktheatre.com.
You're listening to Garbage Hill, Winnipeg's first podcast network.
Welcome to Witch Police Radio. I am once again in the food court. As always lately, seems to be the spot. But I'm here with someone who hasn't been on the show before, and who I think maybe the best way to start off is if you want to just introduce yourself, we can sort of go from there. Because I have lots of questions. I have a vague idea. I've heard some of your music. I have a vague idea who you are, but I need to fill in some blanks. So if you want to just start off by introducing yourself, that's a good starting point.
Well, shit, that's quite a way to fucking describe. How do you fucking fill in the blank? Like, oh yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of blanks that need to be filled in based on my not being super familiar with your stuff, but I've heard it and I know what it sounds like, but yeah. So introduce yourself and start from there.
Well, you know, I'm just a guy who plays music.
Okay.
And I really love it.
Yeah.
And I think the big thing is songwriting for me is just therapy.
Okay.
Always has been.
Okay.
Like, I write songs about my life and to get over different things.
Yeah.
It's always helped me.
I think that's probably what most people want to get out of songwriting, right? You want to get it, like, to be able to not exercise demons so much as, like, just something that needs to be said for whatever purpose, right?
Yeah, and it's like, and if it helps other people, that's a plus.
Yeah, added bonus, right? Yeah. So are you in Manitoba now? Is Manitoba... Because I get the impression that you've traveled a lot.
I have traveled quite extensively across North America.
Okay.
But right now I reside in a van.
Okay.
And I love it.
Yeah? Does the van just go to wherever you need to go, basically? Is that the reason for the van?
Yeah, it's a bigger backpack.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Cool.
Yeah, that's how I look at it now.
But you're originally from out west, right?
No, well, okay, but long story short...
These are some of the blanks I want to fill in, is just to get, a general idea of where you're coming from, so...
Okay, I was born in BC.
Okay.
But I was raised in this small village in North Alberta. It's about 400 people if you count the cattle.
Okay, oh wow. Yeah.
And I took off traveling when I was younger.
Has it just been kind of consistent since then? Like,
it's been kind of consistent. I still want to stay stable.
Yeah.
Like, my parents moved to Manitoba, and basically, I'm just like hanging around my mom because she's sick.
Okay.
So that's why I've been hanging around Manitoba a lot.
Okay. Have you been actively playing a lot of shows here, or are you still just sort of wherever?
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm not active playing shows.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to promote this show that's coming up May 28th here the times changed.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about that show. That's a release show?
It's hopefully gonna be a live record release show.
Oh, cool. Okay, so you're recording it at the show, or is it already recorded?
I have recordings already recorded, but I want to record a live record at times.
Cool. Yeah, I think the first time I heard your name pop up was like, I've been doing this show for like 7 years now, and I had my friend Jesse Matus from the Crooked Brothers. He's been on a bunch of times, and he played one of your songs just with an acoustic guitar on like a really, really early episode of this from like 2013. Yeah. And that was kind of the first thing. And having listened to more of your stuff online, I get the appeal for Jesse. It makes sense that he would be like kind of tuned into your stuff. So do you, I know this is an awful question, but like, how do you define what you do? Do you just think of it as folk music, or do you have a different way of...
Oh man,
it sucks as a question, right? Because everyone... But I mean, like, to me it sounds like folk music, but that's such a wide umbrella term, right?
Yeah.
Like, what do you call it? If someone is like, oh, I hear you play music, what do you do? Like, how do you describe it?
I don't know at this point. It's like, I love all sorts of music.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a busker most of my life.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think one thing is, a friend of mine said I sound like rogue folk music, or other people say it's like gritty.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't really know how to really describe. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, I guess it would probably fall into some kind of singer-songwriter category, right? Because I mean, you're singing and songwriting.
Well, I've been always like, this thing is I pretty much was raised on like old country music and like that. I heard like Texas songwriters before I even knew that was Texas songwriters.
Okay.
And I've always took a real shining to that.
Okay.
Like,
what do you think it is about that kind of appealed to you?
Oh, it's something special.
Yeah.
Like, I remember growing up listening to like Billy Joe Shaver.
Yeah.
And we were like, here's a funny story about like Texas songwriting. It's like, I went down to Texas when I was younger, and I had no idea who Blaze Foley was.
Okay.
And I was playing one gig at Flipnotics, and after the show, like, this one guy comes up to me, he's like, Blaze, are you in there? No. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like this crazy old man coming up to me. It's like, Blaze, you in there?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you... I just had no idea. It's like, what are you talking about? He's like... And he said to me, it's like, well, son, I think you're like the reincarnation of Blaze Foley.
Oh, cool.
And I had no idea who he was talking about that
Yeah.
time. It's like... Because he said to me, you'd be reincarnated and you would come back to Austin.
Okay.
One day.
Okay.
And I had no idea who he was talking about.
Yeah.
And he's like, he looked me in the eyes, like straight, and I'm like, like shit. Like, if you don't know who Blaze Foley is, you gotta fucking know who he is.
Yeah.
It's like, you go find Wi-Fi or go find a computer, like, go to the library, find out who Blaze Foley is.
Yeah.
And then when I first heard Clay Pigeons, I realized, fuck. I guess I've been writing songs like that without even fucking knowing that.
It just kind of somehow seeped in, like.
It just made more sense to me.
Okay. Do you think that, I mean, you mentioned grittiness before too. Do you think that, is that something, like, when you're playing music, is it something that comes naturally? It just comes out and the songs come out gritty? Or is it something you're going for as it style-wise?
That's a good, it just comes out.
Yeah, it's just how
it just all fucking, I just put it all on the fucking table.
Yeah.
When I'm writing songs now. I write a lot of songs for myself. I don't even share with people. Like, I write songs every day.
How do you decide which ones are the ones that are going to get shared then? Like, what makes those songs stand out?
That's a good question. The ones I remember.
Okay.
Because it's always fucking, it's flying.
Yeah, yeah. But like, is there a certain kind of, is there like a tone to the songs that you write that you feel like this one is one you want to share? Or is there something about them that kind of, stands out more in the songwriting part of it? Like, whether it's, what it's about or the way that you deliver it when you play it, or is it just really which ones come to mind?
Well, it's like I'm always writing verses for songs that I even wrote before.
Yeah, okay.
Like after I've written a song, I'll keep writing
to it? Like,
I'll keep adding different verses.
Okay.
I've always been that way. I've just been like with rhyming and it occupies my time.
Yeah, okay. So it's, I guess, is it fair to say that like a song that you write in the first place could end up vastly different lyric-wise? Like
very much so.
A month later?
Well, then again, it's a give or take. Like I don't like sit down and write lyrics and then put music to it.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens sometimes. But also sometimes it just be like walking down the street or walking down a road and be like, I'm out a verse or a chorus and put it all together. And then it will just, sometimes a Frankenstein songs.
Okay, you like taking bits and pieces.
Take different parts and I mostly just do it for therapy.
Okay.
That's how I've always approached songwriting. It's always helped me.
Yeah.
I learned chords down in Houston, won this big tournament. Now I was thinking about a bottle and tying up a tourniquet. I can't stand the jazz of Orleans, but I can read the tourists there. When you're sitting at the table, well, I hope you got some money you can spare. Hope you got some money you can spare. Swear looking just like demons when they're bluff in their hands. And I wish I couldn't see him, but they seem to be wherever I am. But I once had this woman, she tried to take care of me, but I could not trust her, and I lied to her constantly. Well, I guess that I can't blame her. I could barely trust myself. Hear a voice on the radio when I'm driving with nobody else. When I'm driving with nobody else. Swear looking just like demons when they're bluff in their hands. And I wish I couldn't see them, they seem to be wherever I am. When it rains I think they're angels, just to cry 'cause I'm lost. When I see a storm approaching, try to dodge it no matter what the cause. I'd be a fool if I weren't worried about dying in my sleep. I see the ghost of my brothers when my heart slowly beats, when that needle slowly seeps. Swear looking just like demons when they're bluff in their hands. And I wish I could see them, they seem to be wherever I am. Well, I heard about this warehouse, I grabbed all the cash in hand. Last one to leave the building, gets 700,000 grand. When I walked up to the table, I locked eyes with this man. Looked away, he started trembling. Must have heard them stories how I never lost a hand. Heard them stories how I never lost a hand. And I swear I knew the secrets. I could sense all of their pain. And the voices are telling me that I'm gonna win this here card game. At the end, this man got angry. Said, you must be cheating, son. Well, I don't want to lose my money. He started reaching for his gun. First shot, I felt nothing. Then I looked down at the blood. Well, the ceiling started dripping, and the floor had started turning into mud. That old floor started turning into mud.
At the show you're doing, the one of the times, are you playing with a band or just solo?
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing with a band, like some good friends out in southeast Manitoba.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like it's gonna have fiddles and possibly mandolin now.
Oh, cool.
And bass and banjo and possibly sneak a couch into the times.
Right on, yeah. Seems like a good venue for a couch, right?
Yeah. Put like some condenser mics around. It's gonna be like a real like cozy thing.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying. I want to make the show that I would want to see.
Okay. And is that why you're recording this one? Do you want to record this one too? Because it's got that kind of vibe to it?
Well, I always love playing at the times.
Yeah.
Like, I love fucking John Scholes, and
yeah,
he's the shit.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
Yeah, and every time I've always played times, it just felt really fucking nice.
Yeah. It has that homey vibe to it, right? Like
yeah, it's like plus you can go to VJ's and get some
get the prize and come back. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Playing with a band, did the songs take on a different life when you have all the?
Oh, that's the amazing thing. It's like I know these folks from years past, and it's like we may or may not have a practice.
Okay.
Because we're just like that in tune.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are these guys you've worked with a lot before too, or is just you just have a connection?
Well, we've been in bands together before in the past. We were like there's Seth Heinrichs and Jacoby Heinrichs, like Joe Madden, and I'm gonna get Joe's sister to do harmonies, so it's gonna be like a fucking AM radio fucking vibe.
Right on.
That's what I want. Like the kind of shit I hear in my head, I want to bring on stage. And it's gonna be casual. It's gonna be, I'm gonna bring what I want to see on the show.
Yeah. And just present that to everyone else.
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah. Where just listening to some of your stuff too, where does your voice come from? Like, I mean, have you always had that voice? Because your voice sounds like you are a lot older than you are. Just the sort of tone of it, and I could easily see you singing that or a guy in his 60s singing that. You know what I mean? Like, have you always had that? And I mean that in the best possible way. Have you always had that old man kind of voice, like, from the get-go, or is that something that's developed?
A lot of people have told me I got an old soul.
Okay, yeah.
I've been around long time. And
yeah.
I gotta apologize. I'm kind of wipe. I've been working doing tree planting right now.
Yep.
So I'm just staying on the. So if I sound like I'm I don't know.
No, that's cool. No worries. It's all good.
Yeah.
But no, the voice, like, have you always sounded like that, or is that something that's sort of developed over time?
It kind of developed over time. It's developing like volume and like just be distinct.
Yeah.
When I'm busking, well, it's different when I'm busking, and it's different when I'm playing live, or when I'm playing a microphone.
Okay. Like in terms of volume and power.
Yeah,
of it and stuff?
volume, power.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a soft-spoken guy.
Yeah, which is surprising. I was listening to some of your stuff because the voice is up front, you know.
Yeah, well, you gotta be when you like don't have a
especially
microphone.
busking, right? Yeah.
You don't have a microphone. It's just you gotta belt it out.
Yeah.
So I just like got that growl.
Yeah. I mean, and it definitely suits the style you're playing too. It's like because you're playing. I guess you could say it's an older style of music, right? And you have an old soul kind of vibe, to it, an older type sounding voice.
Right? When I was a kid, I would spend every night listening to the radio, and what we had was AM radio. Yeah. And I fucking fell in love with it. Yeah. Like that old AM radio sound.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely, it has a unique sound. AM, you can tell it's AM for sure. Yeah.
It's like, where I grew up, it's like, it just had that one country station. But it pick up weird. You just get like weird, different. Sometimes at night it would be stronger. Yeah. So you pick up different stations.
Just from some random city or something that like happened to.
Just like, but it was in the north. It was like 45 minutes north of Edmonton. But we'd pick up weird stations there.
So you got like weird stuff just coming into your ears from
but I don't know. That's where it all kind of comes from.
Okay.
Well, I thought she'd make just one more year. Heard the cops found her lying there by the pier, floating in the water like a can of beer. And I thought she'd make just one more year. Well, I could spill a sixth this year alone, for the ones I've lost to the great unknown. Sitting by the water, watch the fire burn low. One of these places that your spirit goes. Well, I should've dodged left to miss them jabs. Told her that I loved her in the hit rehab. Sometimes it all seems like the right mistake. Well, it gets a lot clearer when you're just too late. Well, you think I'd have it together this time, mixing up whiskey with a box of wine. Well, it kills them shakes, but it all goes black. Wake up on the roof like an alley cat. Well, I should've dodged left to miss them jabs. Told her that I loved her in the hit rehab. But sometimes it's all just the right mistake. Well, it gets a lot clearer when you're just too late. Well, I woke up on the edge of town, dove face first in the creek. I haven't felt much feeling since I heard your voice last week. And I thought you'd make just one more year.
Yeah, as someone who, has obviously traveled a lot, spent a lot of time outside of Manitoba, and you're here now, what is your take on kind of the sound here? Because I think that
There's definitely a
regardless of
sound.
genre, right? There's a sound. Like
There's
you could be a punk
definitely-
band or a rapper or a country band, and you'll have something in Manitoba about it. Like, do you hear
There's
that?
something that gravitates me always to Manitoba.
Yeah.
It's one of the tightest communities in music I've
sure.
ever seen.
For sure, yeah.
All over fucking Canada. It's like everyone plays in each other's bands if they need it.
Yeah, it's crazy incestuous. Everyone's in each other's band, like constantly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Do you think, like, musically though, there's something that kind of indicates Manitoba somehow in some of these bands? Because I feel like,
I don't know, it's a weird, like, I think it's like a weird riff with songwriting.
yeah,
Like, there's definitely some really good songwriters here in the prairies.
oh for sure, yeah, the whole region, yeah, yeah.
And I've always, like, just thought, hey, shit. It's like, but I don't see that much more, like, in other parts of Canada.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of folks are focused on songwriting and making stories.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, a good friend of mine, like Richard Inman.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got a great singer, yeah.
Yeah, like, me and him are great buddies. We write songs together and just hang out.
Yeah. He sounds very Manitoba to me too, though. Like,
He's very, that's
Yeah.
very, like, that
Yeah.
sound.
yeah,
Or, like, even, like, Scott Nolan. Like,
totally, yeah, yeah. I had him on here a few weeks ago, and yeah, that guy's music's great. I love it.
Yeah.
What do you think that is, though? I've been trying to figure it out. Like,
I've been trying to figure out, maybe it's the winters.
yeah, it's just
I
like,
got the time to, like, but I'm not always around in the winters.
yeah. But I wonder why so, I mean, even something like country music in general, right? And folk and roots stuff. Like, I wonder what the appeal is so strong in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and the prairies in general. Like, why do we gravitate towards that? Whereas maybe Toronto's not going to, or they're going to do it differently, right? Like, or Vancouver's going to do it differently. Like,
Well, that's kind of, I think we got the country.
I guess we have the scenery, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you could drive, like people in Winnipeg, they could drive, like, a couple minutes out. And
Yeah.
They're right in the fucking sticks.
That's true. So you got the inspiration just all around you, I guess, right? Yeah. That's a good point.
You could just walk.
Yeah. You could just walk into the country.
Just
Yeah.
walk down a fucking mile road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. So when you after you got the show done, you got everything recorded and everything. Are you planning on releasing that, like, physically? You want to put out, like, CDs?
I would
tapes,
like
or
to,
records?
yeah. That's kind of the goal, because I'm kind of broke,
Yeah.
and it would be nice to make some money.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Out of the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have physical releases out?
No,
At the
that's
moment?
actually the thing. I've never, like, published a record. It's
Okay.
always been really, like, DIY.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Like, I fucking, like, make stencils and on
Yeah.
cardboard and,
Yeah.
and make, like, sleeves that way.
Okay. The punk rock DIY. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of way. But this time I want to make a legitimate record.
Yeah.
And I have made a legitimate record before. And it's just in the process of being mixed and mastered
Okay.
and all that stuff that I don't care to do.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You find someone who can do that for you, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, well, for the songs you're doing then at that live show, I mean, you obviously have a lot of songs that you've written.
Yeah,
Have you
there's going to be
decided-
new songs
okay.
that people actually have never heard
Okay.
and are not online.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much where you can just find my music
Yeah,
is online. You
online,
got to
yeah.
search for it.
Yeah.
But I've been like really willy-nilly with it. Like, I've been like, here, this is my music.
Yeah.
But now I'm just the time. It's like, oh yeah, if you want to hear some new stuff,
Yeah. Either come to the show or
you
buy
gotta
the
come to
record,
the
right?
show. But at the show is the only time you're gonna be able to buy it,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm just gonna make enough releases for that show.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like becomes an instant collector's item, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think of myself as that in that light.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, for people who like your stuff, it's
Yeah,
going to be
if
the chance to.
if
Yeah.
people like my stuff,
Yeah.
I think there's one or two.
Yeah. I hope so, right? Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see when the show comes
Yeah,
down.
yeah. So is I guess the current way you're doing things, like, busking and doing DIY releases and then being in a van and stuff, is that sort of the path you're hoping to continue taking? Like, do you want to be doing? Can you see yourself 10 years from now the same style of, or you want to?
I just want to live on a plot of land.
Yeah.
And just say fuck everybody.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what my goal is.
Okay. And then I guess you can still play music there, right? You don't. Yeah.
No, I can. Well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
If I get a check in the mail.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
But that's pretty much my ultimate goal.
Okay. It's a pretty good goal, actually. Like
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this? I mean, how long have you been busking and touring and all this stuff?
Oh, well, I wouldn't call it touring.
Well, traveling around and
playing.
Yeah.
I've been doing that since I was like 16.
Okay.
Like, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. Do you enjoy? You must enjoy doing it to a certain extent, right? Like, I mean,
it's what I know.
Yeah. Sure.
It's my go-to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here in a mall right now. I just like I don't know. I just like know there's garbages. I can eat out of those.
Yeah.
And, like there's just like all these calculations in my head already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too worried about anything these days.
Yeah.
I don't give a flying J.
Yeah. Which is kind of refreshing to hear, actually, because a lot of people have on the show are super, super obsessed with the idea of making it and, like, becoming, and you don't seem like that kind of guy at all, right?
Yeah, I don't care if I make it or if people like what I do, like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I do this mostly for myself.
Yeah, like you said a few times, like, therapy, right? Like,
It's therapy, yeah. Sometimes I like to play a show and feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
And it feels nice, but that's not my life.
Sure.
Well, cuckoo says a pretty bird, and she warbles, and she flies, and she never seems to warble till the 4th day of July. Well, Jack Diamonds, well, I know this fool where are my poor carcass of my silver and my gold. I'm going down to that old creek bed, gonna pan me stacks of gold, $1,000 for a handful. Oh, so I have been told.
I feel like now, I think maybe 20 years ago, the way you're doing things was a little bit more kind of, not that unusual, but now everyone, because of the internet and stuff, everyone's going out of their way to market themselves and do all that stuff, right? And you're the opposite of that, right? Like,
I don't care.
You're just playing songs, and if someone likes them,
I will write songs for people that are like fucking sad.
Yeah.
And like cheer them up. Like,
just like if you meet someone who's sad, you'll just come up with something for them, kind of thing, or?
I got some pretty good dome work.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but I don't know, it's if it works for me, it could work for anyone else. You know?
Yeah. Do you? Sorry, no. Go ahead.
Oh, it's just basically I take a lot of my emotions and put in words and songs.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it, and I hope everyone else feels it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just pure emotion for me.
Which I think is often the best kind of music, whatever, again, genre doesn't matter, but like if you can hear someone being honest and putting something out there that like you can tell they're being truthful about it, often it cuts through, you know, you feel that more as a listener than something that's, because I mean, especially with, you know, I could see someone taking your kind of story and everything and making it into a character and then like, you know, oh, I'm this guy, but you're obviously not doing that, you're this guy. Like you actually
I'm Tyler. That's who I am. Like, I don't go by Railroad Tie, but I just seem like a fucking good play on words.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know.
So what are the details again of the show? Just so people, to remind people of when
it is on May 28th, 1942. No, it's May 28th. Time's changed. It's going to be an early show. So probably about 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And there's gonna be a full band, and it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
Like it's not all just gonna be fucking dreary, fucking depressing music. it's gonna tug at your heartstrings, but there's gonna be all sorts of shit. I'm gonna be playing the stuff. I'm gonna be making the show I want to see.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of fun. I'm in the process of like got a set list now. I'm not just winging it.
Yeah. Is that because you have the band too, or is that?
Yeah, because I got the band, and so I gotta be responsible about that. But it's gonna be a show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something you want to see. Where you don't tell Shoals I'm gonna bring a couch and like I'm gonna figure it out. Put some condensers around.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be old time. It's gonna be like maybe some bluegrass, maybe some like ragtime.
Cool.
That kind of real traveler shit.
Yeah, definitely. And if people are hearing about you for the first time on here and they want to hear some of your music, where can they find?
I guess SoundCloud. SoundCloud's. I put some raw recordings. Yeah.
Is there anything else online they can really find, or is SoundCloud mainly the place?
It's a treasure hunt.
It's a challenge. Yeah, go find what you can. Yeah.
Go find Railroad Tie.
Yeah.
TYE.
Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, people should definitely check out the show, and I'll link to the SoundCloud in the show notes so people can check you out. And if you want to hear more episodes of this show, you can go to wishpolice.com. All 380 whatever episodes are there for free download streaming. And you can also tune in on Sundays at midnight on UMFM 101.5 to hear older episodes. So it's, May now? This might not air till end of the summer or something on UMFM, but it's always available in podcast form for downloading. So, yeah. There you go, that's the podcast. Thanks a lot, man.
Hey, no problem, man.
Well, just lay me down, a pallet on your floor. Lay me down, a pallet on your floor. Yeah, just lay me down, a pallet on your floor. Make it so your man will never know. He's a country man, he just rolled into town. Country man, he just rolled into town. He's a country man, hell, he just rolled into town. Sold off the pies, now he is walking around. But never drive no stranger from your door. Never drive no stranger from your door. Well, never drive no stranger from your door. They could be your best friend, you don't know.